This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with your mental health professional. Hello, family, and welcome back to another episode of the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast with your girl, Andrea Wise-Brown. And if you have not become a part of the family as of yet, what are you holding out for? Please do so. It's so easy and it doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is just click this little subscribe button, like the podcast, share the podcast, and then I would love for you to get froggy and jump and put a nice little comment if you're watching on YouTube. Please, come on, join the family. So, family, this is another episode. And let me just tell you, this episode is going to be as powerful as any other episode so far. This is going to be good, but this is a different twist. So lately, you've been seeing a lot of women up here on this podcast. But I had to reach out and jump in those DMs to try to get this brother up here because I want y'all to meet this trailblazer here. So here I go. I'm going to do my best right now to try just to introduce him. And then as we start to talk, you will learn more about him. His story is one to be admired. Okay. So, today I'm beyond honored to sit down with a trailblazer, a true trailblazer, Councilman Junior Ezeonu, the youngest African American councilman ever appointed deputy mayor pro tem of Grand Prairie, Texas, at an age when most are just figuring things out. He's already reshaping policy, inspiring youth, and making history. Everybody, please give this councilman a hand. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, hello, Councilman. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, Andrea. How are you doing?
I am doing well, and I am excited to talk to you. So here we go. I'm going to start off just by telling everyone how we met each other. I don't know if you remember, but I do. So we were at a friend of mine, LaKendra. She was doing a charity event, fashion show kind of thing, and we just happened to be sitting next to each other at a table, and we were just having light conversation, just talking. And then all of a sudden, I had no idea. So I'm just like, okay, see this handsome young man sitting next to me. And then all of a sudden, they introduce it, Councilman Grand Prairie, and then they call you to the stage. And I'm like, okay, well, look at this here. Like, he seems too young to be a councilman. So I have to ask you this. You don't have to answer, but I would like you to. So please, Councilman Ezeonu, how old are you? Can I ask you your age?
Oh, of course. I'm 26. I just turned 26 back in March, about 2 months ago. When I was first elected, I was 22. So I was elected at 22 and been on council for 4 years now, at the ripe age, and been blessed to be able to serve and try to get things done for our community.
That is astonishing. That is astonishing. And you know what's so crazy is that I can remember, I believe when you came back to the table after you did your little thing, I think I may have asked you because there was another woman at the table who was saying to me, she was like, I'm so proud of him. She said, my sons grew up with him. They went to school. And I'm like, well, how old is he? I asked you, and I think you told me then, and I was shocked then. And let me just say this. That literally, it's gone, okay? So now, I knew you were young, but not that young. And so now it just hits me again like that. Like, that is freaking amazing.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, and I'm just going to ask you this, even though I know the answer to this, but you are originally from Nigeria, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, good. So please tell the family. Okay, I want you to take us back. Take us back to where it all started, right? What was your journey like into public service? And the reason why I'm asking that, because I'm wondering like if there was a defining moment, if there was, or if there was a person who sparked your interest to get um into leadership.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. And number one, thank you for the opportunity to come on your podcast today and to talk about this. It's really a great story, I think, for anybody, especially young men in our community, young women, whoever, especially people of color, to hear my story. And for me, I was born in Nigeria. I moved here when I was 2 years old, just a few days before my third birthday. Growing up, I loved school, right? I was a big nerd. I played basketball, but was a humongous nerd, loved school. And I had a teacher in third grade. I'll never forget her, Miss Shulman. She told me, Junior, one day you're going to be president. I told her, I
Hold on.
can't.
That's
Mhm.
what she said?
That's what she said in third grade. She said that in third grade. And I told her, I can't because I'm a naturalized citizen. I wasn't born in this country. She said, don't worry. By the time you're of age, once you're 35, you have to be 35 to be president. She said, once you're 35, the law's going to change. And, I'm getting closer to 35, and it seems like Trump and the people are trying to make the law change in the other way. So we're going to see what happens. But it's so interesting. Educators, adults, mentors often see something in you and can foresee you becoming something that you never could imagine. But also, they can plant those seeds in you that can possibly grow one day. And I think Miss Shulman definitely did that for me because she saw how much I loved social studies, loved history, loved geography, things of that nature. I was just fascinated by it, really was. And it wasn't until high school, my junior year in high school back in 2016, um, during the Democratic primary, that's when I decided for sure during that election back in 2016, I was like, one day I'm going to run for office. I'm definitely going to run for office. This is the path that I'm going to use to make my community a better place. I'm going to use to pay it forward and pay back those that came before me and helped me get to where I am. So it was definitely back in 2016. That's when I was sure I'd run for office. Didn't plan on running for city council at 21, 22, but definitely saw a future in politics, but didn't plan to do it this early.
Wow. And there was nothing about, I mean, like, there was nothing in your mind that just stopped you, where you were just like, well, like outside, I'm talking about it being a citizen. I'm saying, like, just like, I can't do that, right? I don't see myself there. Like, that position is too big for me.
Mhm.
Never a thought like that.
When I started running, so in 2021, when I started running for council, I ran against an incumbent, someone that had been in office for 12 years, an older white gentleman that had been there for a long time, and I believed I could beat him. I believed I could beat him. Growing up, my parents would always tell me, and Nigerian African parents always say this: the people that are making really good grades don't have two heads. Those that have accomplished major things don't have two brains. Y'all are just the same. That's how Africans will say it. They don't have two heads. And that shows you that, hey, I'm just as good as this person if I work hard. And that's what I did during the campaign. But I won't come here and tell you that sometimes you did not feel discouraged. There were on days that I did because, people would tell me you have no chance, you're too young. Grand Prairie hasn't, at that time, Grand Prairie had not elected an African American since 1992 or 91. So it had been a very long time that Grand Prairie had elected an African American, and especially a young African American
Right.
that's running against an incumbent that was entrenched within the establishment of our city. So at a moment, you would wonder, can I really win? But I had faith in God and I had faith in myself. And I knew that if I did the work, the Lord would do his half and help me get to where I needed to be.
Oh, that is so good. Like, that is so, so good. And you won.
And we won. Oh, man, it wasn't easy, but we did it. We definitely did it. And we beat the incumbent in a runoff election on June 5th, 2021.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is so good. But look, you didn't just do it once, right? Then you did it again.
Yeah, glory be to God. We were reelected last year on May 3rd, 2024. So won that election a little bit easier than the previous election. Thank the Lord for that. And now I've been on council for just under 4 years now. And I was also appointed a deputy mayor pro tem of the city last year, becoming not just the youngest African American to ever serve as deputy mayor pro tem, but the first African American to serve as deputy mayor pro tem. So it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to serve. And being a young person definitely makes it different because you have
Mhm.
a different perspective than a lot of the folks that have come before you and are serving. But it's a blessing to serve with people that have wisdom, have a different kind of political wisdom that they can pass on to you and you can also bring to them because there's so many things that they know that I don't know. And in this new technological age, there's certain things that I know that they don't know. We can collaborate and make our city a better place.
Oh, that's so good. That's perfect. Yeah. Because that's what I was just because I'm thinking, right? It has to get annoying since you're young when you have, your peers when they can't work their phones or they can't work their computers.
See, I won't say that they can work the phones. There's some other things that they need help with from time to time, and that's why I'm there, to provide that perspective and provide that assistance. And they're providing it for me in other ways too, with mentorship and wisdom.
Oh, that's so good. Ooh, okay. That's so good. That's so good. Hmm. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So you've broken barriers, right? At such a young age. Yeah. What drives you to keep going?
Wow, that's a really good question. Ooh, I got to really think about that. I think for me, it's the passion to be able to help people and to
Mhm.
make people's lives better. I feel that God puts each and every one of us on this planet to serve in some form or fashion. We're not all going to do it through public service. Some of us will do it as educators. Some will do it as physicians, as nurses. Some will do it as researchers. Others may do it as public safety workers or police and fire. I think for me, God put me on this planet to create public policy that impacts and improves the lives of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and maybe one day millions of people. So what drives me is just the goal to be better and to
Mhm.
help more people. That's the main thing. I just want to help people. God has given me everything I needed. I'm alive. I'm healthy. My heart works well. My legs work well. I'm able to do the basics. Now that I have those necessary tools for life, what can I do to impact those that can't? What can I do to speak out for those that can't speak for themselves? What can I do to craft policy that will make life easier and
Mhm.
better for thousands, if not millions of people one day? That's what drives me. And just excellence, really. I want to be the best leader that I can be.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so and when you say that, I'm just wondering, is there something on the agenda, that you really are focused on creating change with right now?
Mhm.
Like, is there something that comes up for you? Yeah.
So for me in the future, I'm 26 right now. A
Yes.
major policy thing that I want to change one day that I can't do on the city level. I'm gonna answer big picture now. I'm gonna come back to the city level. Big picture, the number one issue that's always drove me is healthcare.
Mhm.
In our country, the healthcare system is just, we have great healthcare, but
Okay.
people's access and ability to afford it is just, it's insane. It's ridiculous. It should not be as expensive as it is and should not be as difficult as it is to navigate the healthcare industry, to navigate your insurance, to meet the deductible, to afford the copay. I mean, the whole system needs to be revamped, and it doesn't have to be this difficult. It have to be this expensive. On the city level, some of the things that I've been just so proud to see myself and our council accomplish
Mhm.
is number one, raising the minimum wage for all part-time and full-time city employees to $15 an hour for part-time and $17.82 an hour for full-time city workers.
Okay, wait, hold on, Councilman. So what is it now? I don't even know what minimum wage is now.
Statewide, it's still 7.25.
No.
In the state of Texas, the minimum wage is $7.25. Yeah, it's insane. Who can live on that? Nobody, nobody,
Nobody.
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 And I understand people say that the minimum wage is not for families or for people that have families. It's for like students that are in college or working. Even students that are in college. My very first job I got when I was 17, I worked at Kroger as a cart pusher and a grocery bagger. We were getting paid $7.55. This is back in 2016. So almost 9 years ago. It was terrible then. But now, and especially with inflation and with the higher cost of living and the higher cost for anything, $7.25 an hour, nobody can afford to live that way. So that's why for me, for the city of Grand Prairie, the way I looked at it is that we have to live our values. We must pay people a living wage. Even $15 an hour to me is too low, but it's double what the state gives you. So I'm very proud of that accomplishment. Another thing that I was very proud to see is we reduced the property taxes in our city twice. The property tax rate, we reduced it twice, and we increased the homestead exemption to 17.5%, which helps a lot of our homeowners save money on their property taxes. Those are two things that are just very important. A third that I'll talk about, then I'll allow you to continue asking questions. But I just get so.
No, because oh my gosh, those are great changes that you've already made. And in my head, I'm just sitting here thinking, I guess that's why my mouth is open, because I'm like, those things affect the everyday people.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is a lot. That is a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Between 25 to now, you have to say that again. How much now is minimum wage?
$15 an hour for all part-time, not even the full-time people, just the part-time city employees. So if you work for the city, whether it's in our parks and rec, library, city hall, utility workers, it's $15 an hour flat. And then it's $17.82 an hour for all full-time city employees. That's the minimum wage. If you're working full-time, you're receiving all of those benefits. It's so important that we're paying people a just, livable wage because we have to honor work. Work needs to have dignity applied to it. It's not good enough just to work. It's important that your job values you and you feel valued through your job, so you work hard. When you don't feel valued through your job, often people don't work as hard as they would if it was a job that they felt valued them.
Absolutely. So how do people find or look for employment in Grand Prairie? Do you have to live there? You just have to live in tech? Like, what's the deal? In the state of Texas, what's the deal?
Well, most of our jobs, if not all of our jobs for the city, are in-person jobs. So you would need to live close enough to be able to go and work for the city. But if you Google City of Grand Prairie jobs, there's a website called governmentjobs.com/something something something that'll pop up. Click that link, and that's where I send everybody to go and apply. And we always have dozens to hundreds of jobs available for people to apply for throughout the year. And for students, young people too, there's internships that are up there from time to time. I know young people that get their first big white collar internship through our city's website. So please go and apply. Apply for a job, and you never know, you might get it.
I am going to pass that along because that is freaking amazing. Okay, there was a third thing that you said that you wanted to mention. So you were saying two things that you had done.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the third thing that's really important and near and dear to my heart has been our Via Grand Prairie rideshare system. So the city of Grand Prairie does not have a public transportation system like Dallas. Dallas has DART, right? The Dallas Area Regional Transportation System, transit system. We don't have that in Grand Prairie. So if you don't got a car, you're relying on Uber or Lyft or a friend. You're calling somebody to come pick you up. So when I first got on council, I spoke to the council members, our mayor, about it, and I was very proud to see that they had already been working on it before I got on council. Because I found out about VIA when I was first going to UTA about 8 years ago, and I would see the UTA's VIA system, which was an amazing system that helped residents get around in Arlington for about $5. It would take, the VIA system of Arlington would take them anywhere in the city of Arlington for about $5. So I was like, let's do the same thing in Grand Prairie. I get on the city council, the mayor tells me they've been working on it. And, pretty soon it's going to come to my committee for us to discuss it and amend it and make it better. It came to my committee a few months after I got on council. We amended some things to lower the cost. We got the cost down to $3 per ride. Can you believe it? No. $3 a ride to take you around the entire city and to nearby universities and colleges like UT Arlington, TCC Southeast Campus, Dallas Baptist University, and Mountain View Campus with Dallas College. $3 a ride. for our residents and anyone visiting. You don't have to live in Grand Prairie to use it, but you have to use it within the city of Grand Prairie or to Grand Prairie or to locations like the colleges, for example.
Wow, that is huge. That is
Thank you.
huge. And how long has that been in effect?
Since April of 2022. So three
Really?
years, 3 years now. Mhm.
Wow. And I'm wondering, does everyone know about it? Like how like do you send out flyers? Like how do the residents know? I know somebody that lives in Grand Prairie. I'm sure going to tell them.
Oh, I promoted it like crazy when we were working on it. Like I've kept people informed. And that's one thing that's been really important to me, using social media to inform a lot of people. I made videos. I went on TikTok. I rode the Via van myself to see what problems could exist and see how we could fix it so it'd be better for our residents. And we still have things that we're working on to this day because nothing can ever be perfect, but just trying to make it better for everybody. But I was promoting it on social media. I was putting it out there. I was calling people. I was letting them know that this is coming. I talked about it in my town hall meetings. I pushed it out everywhere, and thousands of people found out about it just from social media alone. But over time, more and more people saw it. I've had residents call me telling me that their kids take VIA to school or their kids come home from VIA. And it just warms my heart knowing that this program is providing it's filling a need. There's a need in our city. It's filling that need and improving the lives of many people. So yeah, we average about 12 to 15,000 rides a month on VIA. 12 to 15,000 a month on VIA.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, people know.
People know. The stats are incredible. 60% of the people that ride VIA say that without VIA, they would have difficulty getting around. 50% of the people that use VIA make under $50,000 a year. So it's assisting our working class communities and populations, it's assisting young people, but also elderly people. I think a major thing that people don't ever talk about or think about is our seniors, once they get into retirement or the later years of their lives, aren't able to drive. So mobility becomes an issue. And with lack of mobility, you see depression, you see other issues that come up because they're not able to get around. And VIA has helped fill that need and fix those problems.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. See, I knew you were amazing, but I didn't know you was this amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so freaking good. Okay, that's good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Let me ask you this. So, have you ever faced resistance? You know, maybe due to your age, due to the color of your skin, or even due to your new ideals that you've had. Like, have you ever faced resistance? And if you have, what have you done, or what do you do about
Yeah, so I guess I'll give you two examples, both before I got on council when I was campaigning
it? Mhm.
and after I got on council. So when I was first running back in 2021, I'm a young black man. I'm a liberal young black man, which was a issue for some people in our community, whether I like it or not. I had people telling me to go back to Africa, saying that if I got elected, the city would be flooded with drugs and crime. Just a lot of negative campaigning was done against me. It's really disheartening. But I didn't retaliate. I didn't get angry. I had a lady walk up to me at the polls,
Mhm.
and I hope I can forgive me for cursing on your
Oh, you can curse. You can
on your
curse.
podcast. She came up and said, "We don't need that shit here in Grand Prairie. We're fine." She walked up to me and said, "We don't need that shit here in Grand Prairie. We're fine." I said, "Thank you for coming to vote today, ma'am. Have a blessed day." That's all you can do. You got to kill them with kindness because retaliating, being aggravated by unfortunate statements, by some people that are just having unfortunate days and having tough times, does not accomplish anything.
Mhm.
Rather, we just both get angry at each other, and God forbid something transpires, I might be in trouble. So the best way I've always done it, and I always tell people, be kind and have empathy towards others. You don't know what they're going through, and they don't know me. If you knew me, you wouldn't talk to me like that, guaranteed. So that's how I looked at it. And what's so interesting now, um, some of the folks that were very nasty to me back in 2021, in 2024, came back and said, "You've made us proud. You've done well for the city. You've moved our city in the right direction. You've shown us that a young man can lead, and we will be supporting you. Our whole families will be supporting you." These are people that said racist things to me, just being real with you, but have definitely come along and I think it's because I extend grace to everyone. I don't think I'm greater than anyone. I don't think that I'm better than anyone. I'm just a man, just like anyone is. We're all human beings and we're all fallible. We can all make mistakes and we can all say things that we don't mean at the time just because we're uncomfortable, we're scared, and we don't know you, you know. But I think it's our job as leaders to extend grace to those that don't know you, because a lot of times they just don't know you. They don't know what you're gonna do when you get in there. Um, for me, once I got on council, there have been times where me and council members have had strong disagreements on issues, but it's the same mindset that I have for the voters that I have for my colleagues. We have to work together. We have to find a way to compromise. Whether we agree, we can agree to disagree, but let's find a middle ground. Let's find a path forward. Um, do I have an ego? I have an ego just like anybody else has an ego. I want to get certain things done, and I get to the point when I'm not able to get it done. But I understand that I'm not right 100% of the time. And even if I am, it doesn't matter because you still got to compromise with those that you disagree with. And through that perspective, through that humility that I have, I've been able to work with people on issues that I thought were going to be very difficult to work with them and to move forward on.
Wow. No, that's so good. I'm just thinking about our Senate,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking about the White House, and just if everybody had that mindset, that's the type of world we need to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how you get things done. But wow, does that frustrate you? I can turn those things off, right? I don't look at the news every day because somebody's going to tell me what's going on. They're going to tell me if I need to get my bag and run and we need to go, if I need to grab my money out, they're going to tell me, right? I got too many people.
Mhm.
But for me and my mental health, I cannot watch the news every day and see all of the new things that the new administration is doing. That is for me, I'm not you, but for me, that I believe is disgusting, right? So I'm just
I
wondering,
agree.
okay. So I'm just wondering, working and I saw who I've met before too, Jasmine Crockett. I saw you and she was talking about something at some point, and she usually does show her frustration. But I'm wondering, what do you do when you hear these things and you see these egregious acts? Like, what do you do with all of that mentally?
So to be in politics, you have to be a little crazy to be able to last. You have to be a little crazy, and I think I unfortunately I am a little crazy because for me it's disappointing, but I don't let it get to me because I understand that um, this is we have free will. Let me start off with that. We have free will. People have made choices to support some of these candidates that are now elected officials that are making decisions that I think are disgusting and horrible.
Yes.
We have to learn from this. We have to learn from this. And at the same time, we have to create policies or create plans when we get into office, when we get elected, that will fix these issues that we're facing. The issues that we're facing regarding Donald Trump and regarding some of the people in his administration are not independent of the Democratic Party, which I belong to. Because if the Democratic Party had done their job, Trump wouldn't be in there.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we can be disappointed at Trump all we want.
Good.
He's not my biggest issue. My issue is my party that hasn't done their job. Because if we took care of people like we're supposed to, if we were transparent and honest, it's like elections. Elections are a report card telling you how the people feel about you.
Mm,
That's all it is.
it's good.
When you're doing a good job, the people gonna keep you in there.
Mm,
But when you're doing a bad job or you're not doing a good enough job, people gonna look for other options. Even if I think the other option is terrible,
yeah.
people may consider going to that other option. So that's why I never blame the voters. I blame us.
Oh, that's good.
We gotta take accountability for the mistakes. And through it, taking accountability for the mistakes, you can be better.
Mhm.
I never blame someone else for why this has happened. I blame myself for allowing it.
That's good.
And whenever you take responsibility, now you can improve. But if the whole time we're like, oh my gosh, how could he do this? How did you let him get in there? You're the reason that he won. You didn't run the campaign necessary. So that's how I look at it. And it inspires me to do more and to do better when my opportunity comes. That's how I look at council. I believe I was reelected because I've done a decent job. I don't think I've done the best job, but I've done a good enough job to stay here and to continue to grow as a leader and to become the best leader for my city, for my community, for this area, for my district, city as a whole. Since I'm an at-large member. But yeah, that's how I look at it. I don't get discouraged by the noise. I look at it as inspiration for a better future, because a better future is possible, but we have to create that future.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. I love that. I love that. And I'm going to say this, in addition to that, I agree with you, but in addition to that, you know, a lot of it's frustrating to see Democrats, and I'm one also, but Democrats always turning the other cheek, right? And not
Mhm.
and not using, I like to play spades. So, not using the big joker. Like
Mhm.
when it's time, when there's an opportunity, playing soft and rolling over. When Republicans, when they step into office, i.e., they do, they run the gamut. They do the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They take
Exactly.
everything. And then to your point, then we sit back and cry and play victim. When we
Mhm.
had the opportunity to go big. Yeah.
Oh my! Me and you on the same page. So this is what annoys me. Trump comes in there, right? And he's done about 75 to 80% of his agenda. There was an interview that made me laugh, right? They came up to him, they were like, Mr. President, do you feel that the American people, not they said, Mr. President, Mr. President, the American people feel that they didn't vote for these tariffs, for these policies. He's like, what do you mean they didn't vote for it? They voted for me. And I talked about the tariffs. Like, he stood on what he was campaigning. And when he campaigned, he was talking about the tariffs. He was talking about all this. My party, we get in there and was like, hey, we can't really do all of this. We can't really do all of that. The parliamentarian, this procedural thing. Republicans get in there and they said, we don't care. We're going to burn the whole thing down. We're going to get what we want to get. Democrats like, well, we can't really do this because of this issue here. Dude, go and do it.
Yes.
I hate that Trump has done this thing, but at the same time, it shows that he understands power.
Mm.
Trump he's violating a lot of rules that are written, right? But what he's doing,
which is disgusting, but go ahead.
which is disgusting. But what he's doing is he's requiring everything to go to court to see where does his power truly stop and start. Democrats just assume that we don't have power in anything. Trump goes and challenges everything, says, show me the lines. What is the line? What is the legal line?
Yeah.
That my party, we just say, we can't do it. Can't do it at all. Can't do it. Trump's like, actually, I'm going to push the boundaries. Let me see where the line really is, which is a good use of power. Although I disagree with how he uses it, he's showing you that this is how you use power.
No, I get it. I totally, totally get it. Yep. Because we sit around and we think too much and we try to play good. And and my belief is there is still good in going after what you believe in.
Exactly.
Go for
Go.
it. Yeah. And and a lot of stuff with Trump, when he does the stuff that he does, right? Like you said, like he's a bully. So he dares them. He take me to court. He dares them. That's the whole thing. But then he bluffs. He does a lot of because he's a businessman, right? And we know that this is what he's done for years. So yeah, I just need Democrats to turn up.
But what makes me so happy is with this last election, I think for the first time, the voters, and I'm going to put you in this box, right?
Okay.
The voters like you are like, I'm done. I'm done with the weakness. If you're not a fighter, I don't want you. Like, I think for so long we've been comfortable because we're like, at the end of the day, the nice guy is always going to win. And we see being nice does not matter. Be kind. Don't be nice. Be kind. Don't be nice. It's two different. It's a big difference between being nice and being kind. I'm kind, but my job is not to be nice because my job is to create effective policy that improves the lives of people. Now, if I have to go to bat for that, if I have to call someone out, if I have to go in the public meeting and tell you what's happening, I will do it because I got to take care of my constituents. My job is not to be Mr. Nice Guy. Am I a nice guy? I am, but I'm a kind human being. I ain't a nice person when it comes to the game of politics because I got to work for the people and not for the acceptance of my peers. I ain't here to make friends. I'm here to create policy.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, because that's not your intention. Your intention is not just to be kind. Your intention is to get a job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's the goal. And for too many of us, we're just because we're all humans, right? We want to be liked. We want to be loved by others. Don't care about that in politics. Your love don't mean nothing to me. What matters to me is the votes. And I got to take care of the people that put me in office.
Ooh, that's so good.
That's it.
Yeah. See, that shows integrity. And that's what I want. I want a leader who has integrity. Yeah, who can't be bought, who can't be pushed over, and who's not scary. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
what do we gain from scary leadership? Y'all are losers. I'm tired of being on the side of the losers.
That's right.
If we're gonna lose, at least lose fighting.
That's right.
Don't lose with one hand tied behind your back.
But it's good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. What do you hope your legacy will be? Yeah.
You know, when you get into something very young, you're just like, what can I do to help people right now, right? And that's where my focus has been. So I've been giving the legacy conversation that much thought. But I guess two things now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Number one, somebody that opened the doors for many, opened the doors for many and kept the door open. I hate people that climb the ladder and then kick the ladder down so no one else can climb it. I think God puts us on this planet to help people. And not just help people get somewhere, but help them up. And keep helping them up. And keep helping them up. And that's what I do. I work as a political consultant. That's my day job. And many candidates I help for free, just to help them get elected because I know the impact that they can have on their communities once elected. Because it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than me making money. It's about moving our country, our cities, our counties, our school districts in the right direction. So that's the first thing. I want to be known as someone that opened the door for many and kept that door open. Number two, I just want to be known as someone that cared. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of people in government on all levels, state, federal, local, that don't care about people. And I want to be I want to be known as one of those that did care. Because I do. I love this work. This work is not easy. We don't get paid to be council members. We don't. I call us glorified volunteers.
Okay, well, no, I did not know that. So there is no check for councilmen?
It depends on your city. For the city of Grand Prairie, we get a reimbursement stipend once a month. It's about $500 a month. In Dallas, they get paid about $60,000 a year. Fort Worth, I think it's like $20,000 a year. But most suburban cities in Texas, they don't pay, their council members are getting like a $200 stipend or $300 stipend once a month. They're not getting paid a salary. So we all have day jobs. So to do this job and to do it well, you got to really want to do it. Especially when you're a young person, you got to really want to do it because you have to pay for your mortgage. You got to pay for your living expenses. You got to pay for all these things, and it's not easy. So that second part of the legacy would just be someone that cared about people and wanted to make our community a better place and just was there for the community. That would make me very happy.
Oh, that's so good. That's good. Oh gosh. So so I was just thinking, I'm gonna ask you just kind of like some quick little questions. Like about 3 or 4 little questions. We're at the end of the interview. But what keeps coming up for me is like, are you married with children?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So you are an eligible bachelor?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Okay, lady. Like that's all I'm like thinking about. Like he's such a good guy and he's smart. Like you are an eligible bachelor. Okay, this is good. Okay,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. Okay. Okay. All right, ladies, I knew you wanted to know, so I had.
Tell them I said hello. How y'all doing? That's all I'm gonna say on this call. That's you're not gonna get me in trouble. I got to get reelected one day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we don't want audio to come up someplace. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right. I love
We don't need that. We don't need that.
see, you are a smart man. So I have 4 quick questions, really quick questions that I'm just going to ask you. It's just, just checking your vibe. That's what it is, checking your vibe at the end of the interview, and then we'll end it. Okay. So the first question that I want to ask you is, I know Grand Prairie is your spot, but it doesn't have to be in Grand Prairie. Okay. What is your favorite local food to eat?
Favorite local food to eat. I'm a Grand Prairie council member, so I'm gonna have to give you some Grand Prairie locations.
Okay.
In the city, I'm gonna give you a few to eat. For a little snack, if you want a little snack that you want to take home, Mama Moore's Gourmet Popcorn. Check her out. She's on Camp Wisdom. Great popcorn. Love it. Black owned business too. Restaurants. Love going to the Finch in GP near Epic Central. It's called The Finch. Vidora, Mexican restaurant, really popular. Love going there. Firehouse Gastro Park is not far from City Hall on the north side near I-30 on Main Street. Love going there. That's another really good restaurant. Billy Joe's Coffee Shop along 161 near Epic Central. That's another Black-owned business, minority business owner. Great place to go eat. I want to have coffee and grab. I get tea there. I like the tea that they have there. It's really good. You grab like a little pastry. So those are a few that I'll give a shout out to. And any others that I can give a shout out to, don't be mad at me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. That's the first one.
No, I mean, that was good. That was great. Okay. All right. So just tell me one good book, movie, or quote that has always inspired you.
Quote, I'm a Stoic. I try to follow the Stoic philosophies of Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism, which Stoicism does not mean being stiff and emotionless. It just means being able to control your emotions and to make decisions that are not emotions based, but rationally and are positive. There's a quote by Marcus Aurelius where he says, the best revenge is to not be like he who offended you. The best revenge is to not be like he who offended you. Meaning, once you have that opportunity to make a difference, don't be like the leaders that you criticized. Be better than those leaders. That's how I internalize it. Once you have that opportunity, like when I got elected, I wanted to be the good politician. I wanted to be the good public servant. So I can inspire the next generation to follow in my footsteps. Book, what is it? Growing up, so this goes back to my Nigerian culture. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. We read that book in ninth grade in high school. One of the greatest books I've ever read. Really love the book. I recommend it to anyone that wants to learn more about Nigerian culture and also how Africa shifted as the European colonialists came into Africa. It's a really good book. Things Fall Apart. And what was the last one? Movie?
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to give all, but please give the movie.
Okay.
I
just saw what's that popular movie that just came out? I just saw it like 2 weeks ago.
Is it Sinners or
Sinners? Just saw Sinners.
Sinners? Is that the name?
Yes. Yeah, Sinners. Yeah, Sinners. Sinners was interesting. It was interesting. It was good. It's not one of my favorite movies, but it was a good movie. I'm just trying to think of any. I can't think of any other movies right now. But okay. Sinners is the first one that comes to mind just because I just saw it.
Okay, good. Yeah, you see, this is how I know in school you used to get A+++++ because you only had to choose one. So that
okay, I got you.
No, I love every minute of it, and I haven't seen Sinners yet because at first I thought it was scary, but I'm told that it's not scary, so I do need to see it. Okay, all right. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. We only got 2 more questions. If you weren't in politics, what would you be doing?
Wanted to play in the NBA growing up, but I had an injury that kind of ruined my basketball dreams. So, what would I be doing? Wow. If I was in politics, probably in law school. More than likely, I'd be in law school, becoming an attorney. or I'd be working in finance.
I could see that. My
Yeah.
daughter is 26 and she's an attorney.
Wow. I know you're proud. I love it.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes.
What school did she go to?
She went to A&M and first Xavier, in New Orleans. Then she went to A&M. And so to the law school, A&M. And now, she's an attorney and she practices big law.
Wow. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of her. So congratulations to your daughter. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's my attorney.
Everyone needs a good one. We all need a good one. We all need good legal advice for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, and this is the last one. All right. So, Councilman.
Yes, ma'am.
What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
I like to have fun. I think a lot of people think it's so funny. A lot of people think that I'm just very focused on my job, which I am, but I have a good time. I love to have a good time. I love to go out with friends. Back when I was in college, I threw parties. I made money off being a party promoter. Sorry, I hate calling myself that. Being an event organizer, I threw parties. Made a lot of money doing that in college. So I mean, I like to have a good time. So from time to time, I'll go out with friends. But yeah, I like having fun. I'm 26 years old. That's what I will say. So don't think that all I do is work. I work a lot, but also I'm gonna go out with my friends and have a good time too.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. And I love the way you reframe that. You don't want to be called a party.
Don't call me a party promoter, event organizer.
I love
yes, ma'am.
Everything. Well, thank you, Councilman, for joining me today and me and family here on the podcast. Please give everyone your information. How do they find you, please?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at callmejre, or just type in Councilman Junior Ezeonu. If you go on Facebook, type in Junior Ezeonu or Councilman Junior Ezeonu. TikTok, same thing. Or just Google me, you'll find me there. But yeah, just thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here, to have this conversation and to speak to you and the fam. And I look forward to coming back one day.
Absolutely. Please come back. If you have something that we need to know, please, because I see you in the White House. I'm just saying one day, projection.
I appreciate it. God willing.
Why not you? Absolutely you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. And family, thank you again for joining me here in our spot on the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast. And I will see you next week on the next episode. And don't you ever forget, family, I love